Hey everybody. I figure this topic will get people interested because I know that everybody's sick and tired of all the BS that's happening in the world right now. And for the last year, the Covaids anniversary. Um, you know, uh, I hope everybody's doing okay. I feel like it's going to take a second for people to notice that I am live. So um, just heading to work like my usual Monday through Friday, but I'm just checking in on a Tuesday and wanted to talk about some of the stuff I've been looking into and how it just never ceases to amaze all the new stuff that's happening. And honestly, I feel like it's crazy that, I just went to the freaking Lowe's home improvement store and they freaking had probably 90% of the people wearing face masks, even though it wasn't required. And I'm like, wow. I mean, my, my, but the funny thing is, I go into the grocery store where they're not requiring it at the, so everybody's requiring the workers to wear face masks, but the, um, a lot of the people will go in there and like just as a some sort of statement they're trying to not wear a face mask so that because like I walked in there with my wife and it's just so liberating to slap the face of the government trying to rule our lives and these people would like walk by and say, oh my gosh, I'm so happy that you're not wearing a face mask, thank you for stepping out. It's that kind of thing. And, you know, uh, it's so dumb because, I go to Lowe's and they're like freaking, I swear I only saw like one or two other people that were not wearing a face mask, even though, uh, like it's pretty clear that people in our area aren't required to do it as often. It's more so in the city of Boise where I'm at, but not so much in like the other cities around. It's the surrounding cities. So I was in Meridian, and Meridian was not requiring it where I went in Lowe's. So it really depends on the store as well. Like some places will require it, and I have three people that have trickled in. So welcome. Uh, if anybody has any thoughts on the Covaids deception, uh, you know, there's a lot of new things happening, which is crazy. Like this, everybody knows about the zombie apocalypse with the CDC. And as I've looked into this a little more, I'm starting to realize that um, the zombie part is really our minds are going to be taken over, and that messenger RNA thing is making people inhuman. I think that, I never told anybody on here, I don't think. I might have. Um, but I got to see that messenger RNA treatment in a cancer treatment form before it was ever like um, popular with this Covaids uh, jab. Um, but somebody that I know that actually had cancer, they died like a year later after this treatment. I don't want to give all the details because these people are very private, and I don't want to give the details as to who they are in my life. But They took the freaking treatment that was modifying their T cells to attack cancer, and I think that's the same kind of deal. I could be wrong, but they had a very common cancer that was like 90% success in treatment, and I guess the cancer kept resurging, so it was an aggressive cancer. They're like, well, the best thing to do is try an experimental treatment because we don't know what that's going to look like yet. And this is like 3 or 4 years ago. And I think that they are already working on this technology. And, it took about a year of this, affecting their body. But I am really starting to believe that it's that the T cells literally killed off the immune system, or it didn't function anymore to kill off the things that were basic. So, like, say for instance, like a cold came along and killed them with pneumonia, and honestly, it's really sad because you know somebody very close to me passed away because they took this treatment, and it was. I'm telling you, it's the same freaking treatment as this messenger RNA. So I don't know if anybody has any thoughts on it. And then also the video I posted about Ammon Bundy, about him getting arrested. And I live in Boise, Idaho. This is exactly where it happened. He got arrested. He wouldn't go in and freaking put on a face mask for his trial that he had. His trial where it was freaking unconstitutional anyway to even do so what it was is I don't know, a while back he sat in on this legislature session or something, like they were trying to put laws, and then they basically said that it was a private meeting and that he wasn't allowed to be there, and they actually had him removed, and then he got thrown in jail for the night. And then they pressed charges, and he had a court hearing date, which was yesterday, and he ended up going in to go. My wife is trying to call me, but he had this trial where he was going to kind of state his case, and he ended up. He went there without a face mask, and they're like, "I'm sorry, sir, you can't come in because you have or you don't have a face mask on." And he's like, "Well, I'm not going to wear a face mask because I feel like it's, I have my rights, my personal rights, so I don't have to wear a face mask." And well, they wouldn't let him in, so they ended up, the judge said that it was contempt and failure to appear, so they put a warrant out for his arrest when he was standing right in front of the courthouse trying to get in. So it became that big old ordeal where they're like arresting 4 other people because there's a lot of crazy people like standing up against the cops. And I say crazy people because that's how people look at them. Like, why do you stand up against the cops? I was talking to a former police officer just about like yesterday about this stuff. He says, yeah, that's unconstitutional. And he says that's the reason he left the police force, is because he felt like he couldn't stand up for tyranny anymore. I don't know if he really said it that way, but that's kind of how I took it. He just didn't feel like he wanted to be put in those situations anymore. So I don't know. I mean, that's kind of what I was thinking about Hey, what's up, Joel? It's nice to see you, man. Yeah, because saying I have my rights is still considered dishonor in law. You must assert your exemption. Yeah, so you know, I don't know if he is even willing to say he has an exemption because I think he feels like um, he is. Like he's a very honorable guy. What I know of him, he goes to church kind of in this town that my dad lives in, and he's a Christian guy. He's not gonna just go and say I have an exemption, and even though he doesn't. Um, some people might say, oh well, I have an exemption, even though they don't, and they don't have a right to infringe on your exemptions. But apparently, this guy, Ammon Bundy, and he's known for his dad. The ranch down in southern Nevada where they were freaking, you know, starting to kill off all their cattle, and they said that they didn't have grazing rights on BLM land and stuff like that, even though the land was under contract from some contract from the 1800s, and so the government swept in and tried to take over that land, and they're like, no, I'm going to stand up for my rights because that's what you know the people of the land in the 1800s allowed them to have that contract. So now the BLM thinks that they have um, you know, like somehow that they have rulership over the land, even though they're just a created government entity. It's not like um, Bureau of Land Management is really just a new addition to the government. It's not something that goes back. Um, he could have said it's a religious exemption. Yeah, that's true. The guy is trying to fight in a system uh, he doesn't understand, though. Honestly, I think that he kind of shoots himself in the foot with a lot of the ways that he approaches it. So yeah, I agree that you know he kind of approaches it like, well, I have rights, and I'm just going to fight for my rights. Even though he's not using the law to his advantage. Um, I don't know. Like the system is not set up for what's fair. It's set up for how the law can trump something. You know, uh, I don't know. Honestly, I was just thinking about all this stuff, and it's kind of coming to a head. And I feel like, um, you know, now they're saying with the jab, it's just not going to be. There's no immunity. It's just, it helps with the symptoms. They're going to still make you wear a face mask. And I saw the interview with Fauci, where he was talking to this Mexican comedian, and this guy was just grilling him like left and right. All the stuff that he was asking was like legit questions, and Fauci was just dancing around the questions, and he wouldn't answer in a way that made any sense. And he was basically, I'm trying to remember all the questions the guy was asking. Um, he was saying like, you would think that this jab would actually give you some sort of immunity, and anyways, so there's no good reason for why you should take that jab, and that's kind of what my venture is at this point. I want to make sure that people can see that it will, and again, I'm only speaking from what I've researched. I don't really know for sure if the sources are perfect, but it seems to me like there is proof that it will change your DNA, and you'll no longer be the person that you were born into. It's going to change who you are. Now, this is very consistent with the Nephilim concept. When the sons of man and the sons of God and the daughters of men procreated, it created an offspring of hybrid Nephilim or whatever, and then you have the concept of these aliens going and changing people into these hybrids or whatever, and it's like I'm kind of thinking that this whole jab thing is creating hybrids, and we are no longer going to be the creation that God, you know, we are no longer that creation. And hey, Mary, what's going on? If it's such a great jab, then why must it be taken continuously after you still have mask and distance? Pure BS research. You know, I totally agree. Why in the world do we have to keep wearing masks and still distance? Because we're going to be asymptomatic carriers is what it comes down to. But the other video that I posted was that doctor guy that was like the head of Gavi or whatever, that Bill and Melinda Gates funded agency that literally is the whole foundation of that thing is to promote the jabs for all forms of illness and disease. And this guy, I don't remember his name, he's like Austrian or something, but he Gert something, he was basically saying that now this guy is pro-vax as he could possibly be, and he's full on saying that he thinks that this pandemic thing, this is not the right time to do this emergency jab or whatever, because it's literally training our bodies to only fight off one version of this illness. And he says if there are mutations out there, that it's actually going to cause even further, or it's going to amplify the damage, and we'll be carriers of this even worse strain. We're going to be like little petri dishes that are growing and making incredible Hulk Covaids. I mean, that's the way they're making it sound. I don't really know what to believe on that, but it's pretty clear to me that if this guy's coming forward and saying this is I'm willing to throw everything away so that I can tell people not to do this. Don't take the freaking jab. Because all you're going to be doing is you're going to be causing more problems down the road. That's what he's saying. Can you imagine that? Meteor Man, what the heck? I saw your video about the eggs compost. I like it. I totally agree. I always throw my freaking rotten eggs into the compost. It's like some of the best stuff you can do for the soil. So yeah. Mary, 6 months to a year from now, God forbid, that will cease coming as far as reactions from the jab. See, that's the thing. It's like they haven't done the trials. They're doing trials, on the general public. So I mean, these freaking trials will not reveal the long-term effects until, well, down the road. So you would think that I don't know. It's crazy to me that so many people are just buying into all this crap. So I took a break for a little bit, and honestly, I'm trying to come back strong again. I really want to get the word out again. I honestly don't care if my YouTube channel gets deleted, but I will continue to try to do what I do in order to get the word out there. Now I know a lot of you, I'm preaching to the choir. But if anything, maybe I'm helping you be inspired to do the same thing. These are the things that we need to really start pushing, because people are they're turning into zombies already. And Why in the heck would the CDC, a government funded agency, talk about the freaking zombie apocalypse? I mean, you would think that that doesn't seem very serious of a topic. You know, they can't be screwing around like that, but maybe they believe it. Many doctors have said that we are the guinea pigs. Yep, it's true. So again, they don't even know what's going to happen. I think that some people know what's going to happen, and they're just taking the chances because they have, you know, they don't. I guess these, you know, jab manufacturers are not on the hook for any of the damages. So why the heck wouldn't they just see how far it goes? I mean, a lot of them probably believe what they're doing is right, and they don't think that it's going to, you know, kill people off. I don't know. But then again, I mean, what if people just live, but there's like no, there's tons of autoimmune disease and there's other ailments, and then they'll never attribute it to actually. They'll probably attribute it to Covaids, or they'll attribute it to other illnesses, but they'll never actually attribute it to the real issue, and that is the the messenger RNA got into their DNA, and then they freaking are corrupted, and they're sick, and there's gonna be a lot of people that die from it. Even if they're not dying right now, they're gonna die down the road, just like the person I was talking about that I know. 3 years ago, they took this, you know, experimental treatment, and it caused their body to literally have no more immune system. Well, that, not to mention the chemo and all that too. I think that also destroyed their immune system. But again, it's the same technology. It's literally messenger RNA telling the body how to respond to certain illnesses. Lots of research I've seen thus far. That's why I get together with you guys, because I know that you have ideas that I want to share and expand upon. I'm always willing to learn new things. Many people are too busy to research, sadly, but then they won't listen to the truth that you've researched for months. Yeah, I've researched since freaking last year this time. And now the thing that kind of threw me off was that I freaking felt like I had what they described as COVID, and it also made me feel the symptoms, and I tested positive. So all those things kind of make me wonder. You know, it kind of makes me wonder that maybe the you know, Wuhan freaking lab released it, and it was probably released by the directive of Fauci and Bill Gates. Probably, I don't know. And you know, the testing ground was started in Wuhan, right? So I don't know. This is one of those things where, oh, this is going to be medical misinformation. Sure, I'll get a strike for medical misinformation. That'll be my strike too, or they'll just take my channel down. I don't know. But you know, I just want to say I appreciate everybody that is you know, co-venturing with me on this stuff. I'm one step closer to being independent business owner. I'm I'm borderline getting laid off here probably the first of next month, but we'll see with my current company that I work for. But again, I've already fallen back on my side business for a lot of things. I just got done doing a job, and it's been paying off pretty well. I've lost a lot of business because I don't really have the support of my wife to launch or jump into it, dive into it head first. But I feel like once I'm able to do that, then I'll be able to devote a little more time to this kind of stuff. Um, and yeah, yeah, Mary, yeah, I'll email you. Maybe in fact, I'll send you my phone number, and then we can have a phone call or something. Um, in fact, I gotta call my wife real quick. She was trying to call me, and I have a short amount of time left before I go to work. So I thought I'd maybe, um, yeah, I want to I wanted to check in with you guys and, you know, see how everybody's doing. I haven't really seen a lot of you guys. I kind of wonder if YouTube's screwing me on the algorithm, because some of my most regular people that I see on the chat are just not showing up to my streams, and it's crazy to me. But then again, I mean, maybe some of the topics are just not something you're that excited about. That's fine, whatever. Um, yeah, I'm old enough to be your son. It's all good. Whatever. I mean, I'm 40. I'm gonna be 40 in April, so but it very well could be the case. Um, but anyways, guys, I'm gonna cut this out short. Mary, I'll send you an email and be looking for that. And yeah, there's a few of you in the chat still, but I appreciate everybody listening. And if you have any thoughts, definitely leave your thoughts in the comments. If the comments are not in the live chat, just, you know, definitely leave your comments in the main chat. Oh, Lady Weaver, I feel like I was just thinking about you as one of the people that I'm used to seeing in here, but I haven't seen a lot of lately. Flat accord music too. What the heck, man? I haven't seen you around. See, this is the topic that I think people appreciate more, is all the freaking BS about what's happening in the world. And I appreciate all the efforts, you know, that everybody's making to dissent against the freaking tyranny. Yeah, man. This guy, everybody, flat accord music. He's the shiz. He freaking a great musician. But yeah. So I want to thank all you guys for showing up, and you know, Mary. I'll be chatting with you here soon. Um, I would like to kind of unpack some of this stuff, and then maybe if you're up for it, you know, if you have some insights that you want to share, I'll hopefully have you as somebody that's willing to unpack some of that with me on my show, if you're up for it, of course. So, anyways, yeah, Lady Weaver, I appreciate you showing up. It's been a little bit since I've seen you. Meteor Man, I don't know if you're still there, but nice to see you. More Than a Flame. Joel, I appreciate you guys. Yeah, man, no problem. All right, guys, I gotta cut it off real quick so I can call my wife, and then I'll send Mary an email. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good one. All right, bye.